A while back I did a video on the wipe-on clear coat from Poppy's Patina, and well, it's a pretty popular video. I did it on a 85 or 87 C10. So I've got this yellow Porsche 944, and well, it needs some help too, and I'll show you that. So I decided to look up the folks at Poppy's Patina again, and this time I found out that they have a spray-on version of this is a 2K clear coat gloss finish. So we're going to try this on this. I can tell you already there's going to be a lot more prep work than spraying work. Yeah, so this is what we're working with. A lot of peeling clear coat here. And this is all going to have to come off. Now, not the clear coat itself, but the peeling part. So to help with that, I got some scrub pads and some simple green and some water from a hose that happens to be attached to a pressure washer, but the pressure washer part probably not really needed. Why am I using simple green instead of something like this? Well, this is like wash and wax, so you know it has some sort of extra stuff in it, and a lot of the car wash products have wax built in or ceramic or something. So I'm just going to use simple green because we don't want any sort of film on top of this paint when we spray it. One of the things we need to eliminate, if you look down the side of this, there are some lines just kind of going down the side of the car. We definitely need to get rid of those, or that's going to get stuck under the clear. Okay, I get this rinsed off real quick. So I didn't really expect it to get a lot of dirt off, and it didn't. But what it did do, you can see here where this is kind of, clean yellow instead of a dirty yellow. This is where the clear coat was peeling, and the pressure washer just knocked that clear coat off. So that's going to save us some time. As an example, I haven't done the roof yet, and so you can see all this clear. And we'll just hit that with the pressure washer real quick. Obviously the clear coat's gone. You probably saw it go flying off. We definitely need to get rid of all that peeling clear coat, in addition to the dirt. Well, now I know what all those black streaks are. That's all from this rubber strip here. That's where that's coming from, because this is hard as a rock. Watch this when I get the spoiler. That's pretty gross. So now we're just going to spray on a little bit of simple green. I'm going to wet this in a bucket. And we're going to start scrubbing. You really want to get the edges of where the clear coat is peeling really well. And just make sure there's no clear coat sticking up at all. Now keep in mind, this is not a replacement for an actual paint job where you sand it down and repaint and new clear coat. This is not. This is for people that like the kind of patina battle scar look, That's really what this is for. But you still want to get rid of the dirt. Let's rinse this half off, see how it looks. Not too bad, but if you look at this here, you can see where there's still clear coat here that needs to come off. And then back here as well, you can see some black spots, and right here. All of this is going to be visible through the clear coat, so you want to get rid of it, well, unless you want to see it in the clear coat. So all this prep work that takes all the time, spraying it with a can is not going to be hard. But this, well, this is where all the elbow grease is. I'm going to spare you the rest of the cleaning process because really it's going to be more of the same. A little bit of spray nine, scrub pad, rinse, repeat. Literally, rinse, repeat. It is Saturday. I expect to be working on this the rest of the day, and then I'll work on it some more tomorrow. What's going to happen is I'm going to clean everything today as best as I can. It's going to dry overnight. Tomorrow I'm going to look at it, see a bunch of spots. I'm going to redo it again, spray it, hose it off again, and then it's going to have to dry again. So because of my work schedule, I won't be spraying this until next weekend. You'll see it in a few minutes. But in case you're wanting to do this project yourself, give yourself some time. I mean, you got to clean it. You got to make sure it's perfectly clean, then dry, and you'll see what I mean. So here is after our first rinse and scrub. It actually came out a lot nicer than I thought it was going to. So I might push the timeline up a little bit. Maybe I'll actually paint this thing tomorrow. Little tip, I did dry it using a clean microfiber. This is right out of the wrapper. There's no chance of any oil being on here. You really got to be careful not to get any oil on here, not even from your fingertips. That will show up in the final product. And we want patina, not spots from oily fingers. Yeah, you see there's still some black here on the top, so probably go back over that again. The hood came out pretty nice though. Here's some along here. If you look along the lip here, maybe redo that. Also some here on the headlight. I mean, perfection really isn't the goal here. In fact, for this car, I'm really just trying to stop the clear coat that's on here from peeling anymore by putting a new coat of clear over it. Well, let me ponder this for the night, and you'll see what I decided right now. Now that it's dry, we can see some areas where we still need to get rid of some of the clear coat. So I'm just going to use this piece of plastic and some sort of interior trim removal tool, and just kind of chip it away there. There's not a lot of this, that's why I'm doing it this way instead of breaking out the pressure washer and the scrub pad. I just want to clear up a little bit of it, and then we'll move this thing inside and start taping it up. Let's see what I messed up getting it into the shop. Take a look at this. You're probably thinking that's no big deal. And what we're looking at is this right here. This is where I put my dirty hands on here. So this is just an example of one of the things you've got to look out for, and little things like bugs crawling around. Before you spray, this is all going to need to be cleaned out. You'll see it when I do it. I'm going to go over the entire vehicle with isopropyl alcohol to make sure that there's no oil or anything on the paint or dirty fingerprints. And then there's another thing to think about, and that's the weather. As I'm working on this, it's fall in Northern Virginia, so the temperatures are just up and down. And although today it's in the 60s, for the next few days it's going to be in the 40s during the day and in the 30s at night. So I'm not spraying anything today. In fact, I think I'm pretty much done for the day. I was going to get started on taping it, but the longer you leave tape on, the harder it is to get off. So I'm just going to leave it. So in a few days, when it warms up again, I will tape it up and spray it down. This part is pretty self-explanatory. It's time to tape up everything that we don't want to clear coat. You'll need some tape, maybe some razor blades, perhaps some scissors. And so I don't have to tape up the entire windshield, I've got this roll of paper that's left over from doing some painting. You're supposed to just kind of roll this out on the floor and step on this so you don't spill paint all over the place. I'm just going to use the scissors and cut some of this up, cover up all the glass. All right, we are all taped up and ready to go. Well, not quite ready. We still have to wipe the whole thing down with alcohol, but that's not till tomorrow. I just kind of tuck these in here to keep overspray from getting on the rims. I mean, they're not very clean or anything, but no need to get overspray on them. I think with the light in here, you can see the difference in color where there's no clear coat and where there's clear coat. And we'll see whether or not that changes when we clear this tomorrow. Now, I do want to point out a huge difference between the spray on Poppy's Patina and the wipe on Poppy's Patina. If I were using the wipe on Poppy's Patina, I wouldn't have done any of this. This took me about, I don't know, 2 hours, a little bit more maybe. If I were doing the wipe on, I maybe would have taped the door handles and that would have been about it. Maybe the Porsche emblem. Otherwise, I certainly wouldn't have taped up any of the windows or any of that. And there's some other precautions I'm going to take too because I'm spraying, and well, you'll see those tomorrow. And like magic, it's the next day. Now, I've got a fresh microfiber towel and a bottle of alcohol, some isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to go over the entire car, and then it'll be time to get out the clear coat. I'm going to apply it to the towel and then wipe it on the car. I suppose you could just pour it all over the car if you wanted, but I wouldn't recommend it. This is going to get any oil or contaminants off so the clear coat will stick. That's how it's done. You don't really need to watch me do the whole thing. All right, let's get the spraying. Oh, wait. You didn't really think I was going to leave that in there and risk overspray, did you? Well, we're at it. There's a couple other safety things before we start spraying. I'm definitely going to be spraying a lot of clear coat, which is a chemical. It's bad for you. You want it on the car, not in your lungs. So I'm definitely going to be wearing a respirator. Now, additionally, even though I have a 60 by 60 shop that's got like, I don't know, 16-foot ceilings or something crazy, I still have both the front roll-up door and the back roll-up door. I have them up a couple feet. Let me, like that. And I don't know if you can see the one on the back, but I have those up so that there's a little bit of a cross breeze through the shop. Maybe not enough. Maybe I should have a fan going or something, but I'm gonna have this on, and believe me, if it gets really nasty in here, those doors are going up. I'm not gonna worry about dust getting on the paint. It's patina anyways, so it doesn't really matter. I would be doing this outside, but it's fall, so there's really a lot of dust in the air. From all the trees. So that's the only reason I'm doing it inside. If this were like the middle of summer, I'd probably just do it outside. So if you're like doing this in like a one-car garage or something, man, get some fans, leave the doors open, something, because this stuff can be really dangerous. But all right, you know it, you already know all of that, but I'm telling you anyways, just be safe, okay? Don't do something dumb. It's not worth it. Now let's talk about actually laying down the paint. Now, unfortunately, the directions are in hieroglyphics on the back. I guess they think everyone is 12 and can't read anymore, which is unfortunate, but I think I've deciphered them. So you want to shake the can upside down for 3 minutes. I've actually been shaking it on and off for a while now. Then you're going to hold it 6 to 10 inches away from the car. That's normal spray paint method. And then what they want you to do, when you spray it, you're gonna spray it this way, right? And then this way. That's what they want you to do. So we're gonna try that method. And then I'm assuming this means wait 5 minutes in between your first coat and your second coat. And then you can do a max of 3 coats, which is what we're shooting for. However, I only have 3 cans. Now, their website said 6 cans would do a full-size long bed C10. So this is much smaller than a C10. So I'm hoping 3 cans will do it. If not, then you know what, 2 coats is gonna have to be good enough. The drying time is based on it being 68, and it's about 60. So a little bit cooler than this. So it's dry to the touch in 30 minutes, and then you can actually, do this to it in 12 hours, and then 14 days before you can spill gasoline on it. So I'm going to make sure that this just sits in here for the next probably 3 weeks or so. One last tip, and if you spray painted a lot of stuff, you already know this one. I'm going to do the hood area first, because when you're spraying with a spray can and you're holding it like this, you'll get to where the can's about half full and it won't spray very well at this angle. So, but it'll spray just fine at this angle. So do the hood and the roof first, and then do the sides. Maximize your spray can, which I'm still shaking and will constantly be shaking the whole time I'm using it. And zip this up. That way when you lean in, nothing gets on the car. Did not get anywhere near as much done as I thought we would. Yeah, this is gonna be maybe 1.5 coats. Here's what it's looking like after one coat. It definitely needs another one. First coat's done. It took about 1.5 cans, so I'm gonna be able to do one more coat. I'm gonna head back in there and do that. I'm gonna leave you guys here. There's really nothing else for you to see until it's done, and well, for you, that's momentarily. Well, it's been well over 24 hours, and just like Christmas morning, it's time for me to unwrap this baby, and then we'll get her outside and have a really good look at her in the sunshine. Also, why didn't you tell me I forgot to tape up the windshield washer spray nozzle? Out in the sunlight, taking a first look at it with our fresh coat of clear coat on it, Poppy's Patina spray clear coat. It came out pretty much like what I expected it was going to come out. It looks like a car that had peeling clear coat that was scuffed and then resealed with clear coat. That's what I expected it to look like, and it's exactly what it looks like. And yes, I'm pretty happy with it, although quite frankly, I wish I had had enough money in the budget for 4 cans instead of only 3, but you know what, I'm not Matt Armstrong. I don't have that kind of cash. You can see here where the clear coat was gone, and like there's a ridge. Also, you can see, this is what I was telling you earlier, anything you can see before you put the clear coat on, you're going to be able to see after you put the clear coat on. There used to be a pinstripe down the side of this car, and well, you can still see where that pinstripe used to be. Now, definitely in some places I didn't do a very good job laying down the spray paint. There's some orange peel, and I think that's caused by me. I did a much better job up here on the roof than I did on the hood. I think I've got some good roof before footage. So here's some after footage. It's a lot better look. Oh, missed a little bit of tape. Here's another good look at where the peeling was, and you can see where the clear coat laid down on the old clear coat versus where there was no clear coat. I hope you're looking at this from a product viewpoint, and not really that I, clear coated a Porsche 944. It's kind of a test to see what I might do with this red C10 over here. Now this is a really good candidate for some Poppy's Patina clear coat. You can see you've got some rub through here. Red, primer, black. That's the kind of stuff that looks great buried under Poppy's Patina. The Porsche was really kind of a test case for that. Plus, it looks so terrible with all that peeling clear coat that I had to do something. So now the big question is, do I want to use the wipe-on clear coat or the spray-on clear coat? And here it is. Subscribe if you want to find out. That truck will be going into the shop here pretty soon. I've got a bunch of stuff lined up for that, including a new bed. I'm going to drop another engine in it, and then we're going to do some sort of clear coat on it. So stay tuned for that. But I guess to sum up, if you want to get Poppy's Patina spray clear coat, it's a fine product, worked fine. This over the wipe-on Poppy's Patina, it's kind of up to you if you want to spray instead of wiping it on. I could use either product, wouldn't bother me in the least. But I don't know, if you got any questions, put them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And if the video does well enough, well, then there'll be an update on this car in 6 months or so. Thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road. All right, I was just getting ready to bring it in. Yeah, the wind's really nasty, but I thought you might want to look at it in the shade. Get a little bit different look at it. Might be easier to see the differences in color. Still, not bad. I'm not disappointed. It came out about how I thought it was going to come out. This is, unfortunately, all this black stuff that's buried in the old clear coat. I would have had to have taken that clear coat completely off to get rid of that. And at that point, you just repaint the whole car, which was not the object here. The object was, well, really the object was to make a video about Poppy's Patina spray clear coat. And no, they didn't pay me. I did actually have to buy those 3 cans of paint.